Just recently, I was invited to go to a care facility. There was a woman who wanted to visit with a Franciscan friar. So I went to visit the woman, and she repeated to me that she didn't believe. She said that, we're born, we live, we die, that's it. And I asked all kinds of questions, and I tried to listen to what she was really expressing from her heart. But no matter what I asked, or no matter what I said, she just continue to say we are born, we live, and we die. Now that's kind of sad, and yet at the same time, there are times it's hard to believe. We have to really work at our faith at times. I mean, look at the Hurricane Ian, the Hurricane Fiona, all the devastation and destruction that they caused. And then we can also look at the continuous war in Ukraine. We've been crying out and pleading for peace, and yet the war continues. But this is really a similar situation to the prophet Habakkuk. Habakkuk doesn't have a message from God for the people. He has a question for God. But it really reveals to us that we can come to God with any sorts of question, and God will welcome us, and God will respond to us. But Habakkuk is challenged by all the destruction and the violence around him. And what had happened is the people of Judah had walked away from the Torah, or that is to say, they walked away from the law. And so they're just living their lives focused on themselves. And this is what leads to greed. This is what leads to destruction and violence. But the prophet is encouraged to hold fast to faith, to continue to believe that there is a loving and a caring God. And, it takes work and effort, and yet at the same time, it's a gift from God that we just have to embrace. In the gospel reading, the apostles ask for a wonderful gift. They ask for an increase of faith, and it's a good thing to ask for. And yet Jesus knows the motives of what they're asking for. They want to be able to calm the storms. They want to be able to heal like Jesus. And so they want this power so that they can grow in social status. In other words, they want to be popular and powerful. But also the other thing that they're challenged with is they have a hardness of heart, and they don't really believe that Jesus is the Messiah. But Jesus is saying, all you need is a little bit of faith, and you can embrace me as the Messiah, and that you can see the presence of God around you, even amidst the trials and tribulations of life. In the second reading, the letter to Timothy, Timothy was encouraged by Paul, continue to be mindful of the power of the Spirit within you. And this Spirit is not something to hold on to, but it's to help us to serve others. And that's another point that Jesus makes in the gospel reading, is that we are called to humble service of others. And so as we gather around the table, Lord, once again, this is a great miracle that we witness if we look with the eyes of faith. But this is not only to nourish our faith, this is to nourish in love, so that we can go out and we can be humble servants towards the people that we encounter.